Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniature. It is Friday once more, which means it's time for High Lord Tamerlane's Obscurities in Literature. And no, this isn't just a box. This is a very special book that I spent quite some time trying to hunt down, and eventually I actually was managed to get it out of the hands of my child, because he's the one who's had it for I don't know how many years now. He stole it from me, and I have rightfully reclaimed it. And what do we have in front of us? We have the Dragon Quest 25th Anniversary Encyclopedia of Monsters. Dragon Quest Onijugo, whatever, Anniversary Monster Daizukan. So, yeah, it's the big encyclopedia, naturally, of monsters. I love looking at monster stats. This book sadly doesn't have them. If you want stats, you obviously want to get some of the Dragon Quest monster books then for the video games. But this was a treasure trove of Toriyama art. So obviously Bird Studio and Toriyama himself did a lot of these early ones. I remember way back when I was a kid and had the old Nintendo Power poster for Dragon Quest 2, I believe it was, where they had the illustrations of all the items and stuff, and I just sat there and stared at it for days on end. I hated 2, and I didn't get very far in it, but I loved just staring at all the equipment and gear and the monsters and stuff. Yeah, that's the kind of visual person I am. So, upon opening it up, I believe at the time this book was published, this was a new piece of art. It's been a while. I don't remember the anniversary year. But, so for the first few pages, you have, obviously, the mainstays of the series. But here's one of the cool things is, for most of the big, important monsters in the series, they give you how they looked across the series in just about every single game, which is kind of cool. And then there's fun, interesting tidbits about each of the monsters, if you've ever played these games, and you can read Japanese. So you know how the metal slimes always like to run away, some of the famous gear that they create. Little bubbles. The golem. This is a big book, by the way. This is about 400-something pages. Now, every monster does not have a double-page spread like this, with all the variations on them over the years. As you dig into the book, good old knights. King Slime. We start to get into individual paged monsters, Momonjas, the Shadows, good old trolls. Surprisingly, I thought trolls were in earlier than number 3, but yeah. There's also a cool little thing the book offers up. They do show you how they're statted out. So if you did want to come up with your own stats, you could do something along those lines. See, obviously they're very strong, and they've got a lot of hit points. So if you fought trolls before in Dragon Quest, you know that. The other interesting thing is they've got related monsters, and then they give you a page number to go check those out as well. So obviously with the gold golem, you know, it takes us to some of the different stone men, the regular golem. Over here we have one of the Draki variations. Now, I know there's a lot more than just those 3, and so as you get deeper into the book, obviously you get into some of the more esoteric monsters that have been showing up over the years. Devil armor. Yeah, it's fun as you get to see some of the ones that have only been in like the 3D games. Some of this stuff even I don't recognize. I know my son's played just about all of the Dragon Quest Monster and Dragon Quest Joker games, and he's all, oh, that one's in blah, blah, blah. So yeah, as you get deeper into the book, you get even more weirder stuff. I don't know if this has the big crazy combination Gattai boss monster types. Just when you get into some of the color variations. Slimeborgs. So now we get into really tiny pictures. These are monsters that have shown up in maybe just 1 or 2 games. Obviously not like the big mainline stuff. Stupid cat mages. I remember those guys. Were they 8? Yeah. They sit there and lick themselves. So just tons and tons and tons and tons of monster designs. So if you're someone like me who really enjoys monsters, or you know somebody who really enjoys monsters, this is a cool book. They can read Japanese, or if they're just a big fan of the game and appreciate it, and they've even got some of the old pixel art back here. Some of these monsters, I believe, only showed up in these games. Yeah, you can see, like, this dragon butterfly here was only in number 4, so that's why he's only as pixel art. But that's pretty crazy when you consider we're at 8 monsters per page now, and it's still going page after page on some of these guys. It's alphabetical order as well in Japanese, so it's not like chronological game order or anything like that. I'm noticing a lot of stuff from like 5 and 6 here. Stuff from 7. Don't know why they're back there by themselves. And I'm intentionally cutting off the top of the page. That way, if you do end up with this book, you have something new to see. I thought those guys were in another one besides 7, but I guess not. So, as we get to the end here of that section, most of these should look familiar to you. If you've played all the way to the end of any of the games, these are some of the boss monsters. The Dragon King. Good old Hagen. Holden. Zoma is the one I always remember. I liked 3. I really enjoyed 3. Bearmoth. Hydras. Yamato no Orochi. Just fun, neat stuff. And some of the boss and mini-boss monsters from some of the later games. So you can see here there is definitely a lot of content to flip through and look at, especially if you are a fan of the games. I don't remember him from 9. And I know I played 9 to the end. It's been a while, I guess. So again, if you're a fan of Toriyama's artwork, there's a lot of neat stuff in here worth looking at. I don't remember that guy either. Youngus. I don't know what that is. And we're still going. Some of these are Dragon Quest Joker's Pro. I'm assuming some of these are the combination monsters. There were a lot of those. Some of the stranger variations you can get. I thought one of these books, maybe I'm thinking of one of my son's books, where it has all the variations in the family trees on some of these. Okay, I guess it is kind of broken down by some of the monster families here. I remember Dragon Quest Monsters and Monsters 2 had all kinds of stuff. Which Dragon Quest Monsters is that? I don't remember. Various slimes. Yeah. So as you can see, there is a lot to pick up. Oh wow, this hadn't even come out yet. Alright, that should give you a good indication of just how old this book is. Dragon Quest X hadn't even come out yet. 2012. Dang. Okay, well, I was going to say, because I know my son has Dragon Quest Monsters 2 at least, and 3 Pro, or Joker 3 Pro. Let's see if we have the year here. Oh. The original was published in 2012, and it looks like it was republished in 2014 still. Had it a few years. Always fun to look through. I know it's been a big influence on my own kid whenever he wants to draw. He's as much into monsters as me. So, unfortunately, I have an awful lot of big, thick Japanese encyclopedia-style books like this on a variety of nerdy subjects. So if you guys are interested, I would be more than happy to share some of these in some future Friday Obscurities in literature, because honestly, that's my favorite type of book. So I will leave you with that. If you are interested, good luck. They may have published an appended version for some of the newer games. I mean, this is obviously at least 6 or 7 years old. It doesn't look like it was updated for 2014, so I know there's been plenty of new games since, Who knows? They might have a new, more up-to-date edition. With that said, this is I, Lord Tamerlane, with Obscurities in Miniatures and Literature, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.